Maryland Real Estate Exam National Portion. Question 1. Which answer states the concept associated with a mortgage program providing an eligible veteran borrower with a federal guarantee benefit? Option A, prepayment penalty. Option B, VA-guaranteed loan. Option C, FHA-insured loan. Option D, discount point. The correct answer is option B, VA-guaranteed loan. The program is not a direct grant of the purchase price to the borrower. Eligibility and property standards must be satisfied. The guarantee reduces lender risk and can permit favorable financing terms. Question 2. A buyer representative handling a subdivision lot in Annapolis must identify standards governing construction quality, materials, occupancy, and safety. Which choice is correct? Option A, easement appurtenant. Option B, conditional use. Option C, building code. Option D, taking. The correct answer is option C, building code. These rules protect occupants and the public by establishing minimum construction requirements. Permits and inspections help enforce compliance during building and renovation. Zoning controls location and use, while construction codes focus on how structures are built and occupied. Question 3. During a contract revision for a small apartment building in Laurel, Malik needs to identify the rule described as a legal rule requiring specified agreements, including many real estate contracts, to be in writing and signed. Which answer applies? Option A, net listing. Option B, purchase agreement. Option C, executory contract. Option D, statute of frauds. The correct answer is option D, statute of frauds. The rule concerns enforceability rather than whether the parties discussed an oral bargain. The writing must identify the parties, property, and essential terms with sufficient certainty. Exceptions can apply in limited circumstances such as qualifying part performance. Stressed about your Maryland real estate? We can take Maryland real estate for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done. Question 4. A property manager is reviewing a rental home in College Park. Which term describes a standard 1-square-mile unit in the government survey system? Option A, section. Option B, tenancy at will. Option C, bundle of rights. Option D, literal rights. The correct answer is option A, section. A regular the 1-square-mile survey division contains 640 acres. Fractional descriptions divide this unit into halves, quarters, and smaller parts. It forms one of 30-6 numbered divisions in a standard township. Question 5. At a marketing review, a Maryland exam candidate encounters the following description: evaluation method comparing the subject with recently sold similar properties. Which concept is being tested? Option A, substitution. Option B, sales comparison approach. Option C, effective gross income. Option D, market value. The correct answer is option B, sales comparison approach. This method is especially useful when many similar properties have sold. Comparable sales are adjusted for meaningful differences in features, location, condition, and transaction terms. The adjusted evidence indicates how the market values the subject. Question 6. Farah is assisting with a cooperative unit transaction in Frederick. Which principle applies when the facts involve a claim attached to a particular identified property? Option A, police power. Option B, easement and gross. Option C, specific lien. Option D, encroachment. The correct answer is option C, specific lien. The lien affects title and may be enforced against that property. It does not automatically reach every asset owned by the debtor. A mortgage and a real estate tax lien commonly burden the parcel connected to the debt. Question 7. Which answer most accurately identifies the current cost to create an exact duplicate using substantially the same design and materials in a real estate transaction? Option A, regression. Option B, effective gross income. Option C, net operating income. Option D, reproduction cost. The correct answer is option D, reproduction cost. Accrued depreciation must still be considered for an existing building. Obsolete features may make the amount exceed the cost of a modern equivalent. This estimate can be important for historic or architecturally distinctive improvements. Question 8. A question arising during per-listing meeting concerns permission to depart from a zoning requirement because strict application creates a qualifying hardship. Which choice gives the best classification? Option A, a variance. Option B, buffer zone. Option C, general lien. Option D, eminent domain. The correct answer is option A, variance. The relief addresses a property minus specific difficulty rather than changing the district rules for everyone. The applicant must satisfy the standards established by local law. The zoning relief should not be confused with a use permitted automatically by the zoning classification. Are you looking for Maryland real estate actual questions? Visit our website pokerexams.com to access Maryland Real Estate Study Guide with actual questions and answers. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description to get Maryland Real Estate Answer Key today. Question 9. While analyzing a townhouse, Wendy must apply the concept involving the obligation to protect private information learned through representation. Which answer should be selected? Option A, agency by ratification. Option B, confidentiality duty. Option C, universal agent. Option D, general agent. The correct answer is option B, confidentiality duty. The duty can continue after the agency relationship ends. Negotiating limits, motivation, and personal circumstances generally remain protected unless disclosure is authorized or legally required. It does not permit concealment of material property defects that law requires to be disclosed. Question 10. Which real estate term is defined by a brokerage arrangement assigning different affiliated licensees to represent opposing clients while the broker manages conflicts under state law? Option A, obedience duty. Option B, conversion. Option C, designated agency. Option D, accounting duty. The correct answer is option C, designated agency. Each assigned representative advocates for one client and protects that client's confidential information. The structure is intended to provide representation within the same brokerage without one salesperson advising both sides. The supervising broker's role and consent requirements depend on the jurisdiction. Question 11. In a transaction involving a single-family home, which rule controls when there is a land description method based on principal meridians, baselines, townships, ranges, and sections? Option A, real property. Option B, section. Option C, riparian rights. Option D, government survey system. The correct answer is option D, government survey system. Descriptions identify increasingly smaller portions of a section. The system divides land into a grid of townships and sections. A standard township contains 30-6 sections, although irregularities can occur. Question 12. A tenant asks about water-related rights of owners whose land borders a lake, sea, or ocean. Which answer provides the legally accurate concept? Option A, literal rights. Option B, joint tenancy. Option C, township. Option D, planned unit development. The correct answer is option A, literal rights. Public access rules, environmental regulation, and changing shorelines can limit the owner's control. The classification depends on the type of water adjoining the property. These rights concern use and enjoyment along a non-flowing or tidal body of water. Question 13. Elena encounters an agreement in which all parties have completed their promised performance during a buyer consultation. Which principle should guide the analysis? Option A, exclusive right to sell listing. Option B, executed contract. Option C, valid contract. Option D, lease. The correct answer is option B, executed contract. A signed purchase contract awaiting closing is usually still executory. The term describes performance status rather than the presence of signatures. No material contractual duties remain outstanding after full performance. Question 14. Which choice best matches the description prepaid interest equal to 1% of the loan amount? Option A, promissory note. Option B, hypothecation. Option C, discount point. Option D, Freddie Mac. The correct answer is option C, discount point. Borrowers may pay points to obtain loan pricing offered by the lender. The dollar cost depends on the principal amount rather than the property price. Points should be distinguished from origination charges and down payment. Question 15. During review of a historic residence in Westminster, the parties discuss a loan provision allowing the lender to demand repayment when the secured property is transferred without permitted consent. Which term applies? Option A, promissory note. Option B, Ginnie Mae. Option C, FHA-insured loan. Option D, due-on-sale clause. The correct answer is option D, due-on-sale clause. Federal and state rules may create exceptions for certain transfers. The clause limits the borrower's ability to transfer the property subject to the existing loan. A buyer should not assume the existing financing can remain in place. Question 16. An exam scenario presents a lender charge for processing, underwriting, and creating a loan. Which answer is most accurate? Option A, loan origination fee. Option B, debt minus to minus income ratio. Option C, equity. Option D, promissory note. The correct answer is option A, loan origination fee. The fee is commonly stated as a percentage of the loan amount or as a flat charge. Settlement disclosures identify the amount and party responsible for payment. It is distinct from prepaid interest used to alter the note rate. Question 17. A licensee preparing for a marketing review must recognize a 6-mile-square survey unit containing 30-6 sections under the rectangular survey system. Which concept does this describe? Option A, tenancy by the entirety. Option B, township. Option C, tenancy at will. Option D, cooperative ownership. The correct answer is option B, township. Section numbers within the grid follow a standard back minus and minus fourth pattern. The survey grid units are located by their positions north or south of a baseline and east or west of a principal meridian. The survey grid unit covers 30-6 square miles before adjustments for irregularities. Question 18. Which answer correctly classifies a situation involving a decrease in a superior property's value due to the influence of lower minus quality neighboring properties? Option A, market price. Option B, market value. Option C, regression. Option D, physical deterioration. The correct answer is option C, regression. The surrounding market limits the return on overimprovement. Location and neighborhood consistency therefore matter in valuation. A highly improved property may not command its full potential in a less desirable setting.
Stressed about your FCLE? We can take FCLE for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass in payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done.
Question 19. At a lease negotiation in Easton, Nora explains a mortgage provision requiring release of the lender's security interest when the secured debt is fully paid. Which real estate principle is involved? Option A, due minus on minus sale clause. Option B, Freddie Mac. Option C, pity. Option D, defeasance clause. The correct answer is option D, defeasance clause. The provision protects clear title after repayment. The borrower is entitled to evidence that the encumbrance has been discharged. Satisfaction of the obligation removes the lien created by the security instrument. Question 20. A transaction file for a condominium unit raises an issue involving the federal law requiring accessibility and non-discrimination in covered public accommodations and commercial facilities. Which answer best resolves the classification? Option A, Americans with Disabilities Act. Option B, group boycott. Option C, general warranty deed. Option D, special warranty deed. The correct answer is option A, Americans with Disabilities Act. Brokerage offices open to the public may need reasonable access and communication accommodations. The law is separate from housing minus specific reasonable accommodation and modification duties. Building age and scope of alteration affect technical accessibility requirements. Question 21. Which concept should a listing broker apply to facts involving the obligation to follow the principal's lawful instructions within the agency scope? Option A, universal agent. Option B, obedience duty. Option C, special agent. Option D, loyalty duty. The correct answer is option B, obedience duty. Illegal or unethical instructions must not be followed. An agent must carry out authorized directions even when another approach seems more profitable. The brokerage agreement defines the limits of authority. Question 22. Gavin is studying a rule concerning a form of co-ownership available to married spouses with survivorship protection. Which term should be chosen? Option A, life estate. Option B, point of beginning. Option C, tenancy by the entirety. Option D, estate for years. The correct answer is option C, tenancy by the entirety. The spouses are treated as one ownership unit for the property interest. Divorce commonly converts the ownership into another concurrent form. One spouse generally cannot convey the property alone or unilaterally destroy the other spouse's survivorship right. Question 23. When a warehouse transaction involves co-ownership characterized by a right of survivorship and traditionally equal unified interests, which answer identifies the controlling concept? Option A, reversion interest. Option B, lot and block system. Option C, personal property. Option D, joint tenancy. The correct answer is option D, Joint tenancy. A transfer by one owner can sever the survivorship feature as to that share. When one owner dies, that share passes automatically to the surviving joint owner or owners. The required unities must exist when the ownership form is created. Question 24. A practice question describes the contract stating the buyer's and seller's obligations for transfer of identified real property. Which response is best? Option A, purchase agreement. Option B, consideration. Option C, counteroffer. Option D, open listing. The correct answer is option A, purchase agreement. Contingencies, closing duties, risk allocation, and default remedies should be clearly expressed. The agreement remains subject to applicable disclosure and writing requirements. Essential terms include the parties, property, price, and material conditions. Question 25. During a buyer consultation, which principle is illustrated by a contract transferring possession and used for a term while the owner retains title? Option A, liquidated damages. Option B, lease. Option C, valid contract. Option D, voidable contract. The correct answer is option B, lease. The document does not convey fee ownership to the occupant. Rent, duration, maintenance, and permitted use are central terms. The tenant receives of the rental agreement hold interest and owes duties stated in the agreement and law.